Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Gold Prospecting at Home. This is episode number 101, and today we have some pay dirt from a Canadian company called Infinity Prospecting over at infinityprospecting.com. Now if you click on the shop button at the top of their website, you can scroll down and it'll show you a lot of information on their VDR Vortex drop riffle sluice matting. Now they sent me one of these a couple months ago for free during a fan mail unboxing video that you can watch right there. And I've been using it like all the time. It works better than a dream mat for concentrating down your black sands into gold. So yeah, you can buy them here and everything, but that's not what this video is about, although we will be using that today to process this pay dirt that they sent. Along with that sluice box, they actually sent me this bag of pay dirt to run through it specifically. So we're gonna be using that sluice box to run this pay dirt. And I did all the reading here, so you guys don't have to, but you can pause it here if you like. But basically, this is a bag full of black sand with a guaranteed 1 gram of gold in it, minimum, and 1 out of 10 bags can have up to 3 grams in it. So that's pretty good. It does cost $135 Canadian, which equals out to about $106 US today. Now before you freak out, the reason it's so expensive is because it's actually free shipping to the United States. So that's pretty good. So before we go down to the panning station, I want to give a big thank you and shout out to a brand new Major Credit Patreon supporter, Mr. Conan Armstrong Ingram. Thanks so much, man. I know you've been a fan of the channel for a long time, and it's good to see you finally coming on board to Patreon. If you guys are interested in supporting the show, there's a little blue button down the bottom, or of course Patreon. So thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate it. All right, let's take this down to the panning station. We'll chop it open, and we'll take a closer look at it. Okay, here it is, the Infinity Prospecting 1 gram guaranteed bag of flour gold. Let's take a look at it in a pan. Nice. All right, let's take a closer look at the contents. Oh, they've got it like, they don't have it heat sealed, they just have it like taped across the top. Let me get, okay. Yeah, that's all black sand in there. This is gonna be difficult. Just 100% black sands. We gotta take a magnet to this. So most of this is probably gonna come up to the magnet. Yeah, this would be impossible to pan out on its own. What we're gonna do is we're gonna throw this back in and we're gonna run this through that VDR sluice. Look at the amount of magnetic material in here. I can feel the magnet just getting super heavy. Okay, here we have our magnetic and non-magnetic material. Now it is always better to classify before running through any sluice box, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna classify the non-magnetic to kitchen strainer size. We'll keep that separate and we'll just pan this out on its own. So before we run this, we wanna make sure that we wet it down a little bit and even add a drop of surfactant just to make sure none of that smaller gold is going to float away, because there is lots and lots of flour gold, which is notorious for floating. All right, let's fire up the sluice. We'll get it going as fast as we can. We're at an 8 to 10 degree angle. So once we get all this pay dirt run through, you'll see how much is left. It's not very much. And that's really important, especially if you're out in the field. The last thing you want to do is have to carry buckets and buckets full of concentrates back home with you. With this kind of setup out at the river, you're just going to come home with maybe a coffee can full of concentrates, making work at home a lot quicker and more efficient. Okay, so this only took just a few minutes to run that entire 1 pound bag of pay dirt through, and in here you can see all kinds of gold in the riffles. Our little drop riffles are about halfway empty, which is perfect. All of our gold is trapped in those black sands. Now we just have to empty that into this bucket. That's the easiest way to do it. Work smarter, not harder. Okay, here's our concentrates that we ended up with. There's at least 1 gram of gold in here. As with any concentrates, after running through a sluice box, we're gonna wanna pan it out 1 spoonful at a time. So here we got Crusty Rusty. We'll add some water and some jet dry to break the surface tension of that water. All right, like I said, 1 spoonful at a time. Just that much is all we need. All right, let's pan this back. And yeah, there's a ton of flour gold in there and a lot of magnetic material. Now, since this stuff is already wet, we're kind of out of options, but we do have this tool here from placertools.com. It's a floating magnet. So let's go ahead and add some water to this, and we'll stratify with that magnet in here. Now, I've tried using things like this in the past. I've never had really good luck, but let's see if it did collect any gold from that. I don't know if you can tell, but that's just the thing, you know, whenever you're removing magnetic material, it can't be wet. It has, look, there's a big chunk of gold in there. Anyway, we're gonna have to dry this stuff out and remove it with a magnet that way. Okay, we got it all dried out. Let's remove the magnetite again. Yeah, lots of magnetic stuff. Not surprisingly came through with the concentrates for that sluice box. Yeah, this is a ton of black sand came up. But now this is gonna be a lot easier to pan out. All right, as you can see, if we were to remove the magnetic material before running it through the VDR sluice, this is all the concentrates that we probably would have gotten. Maybe a little bit more. That's crazy. All right, so now we can bring over Crusty Rusty, and we can pan this all out in one shot. All right, I'm not gonna go much further than that. This is all super concentrated heavies, and we don't want to lose any gold by panning too much. So we're just going to spin it back and pick up our gold with our snuffer bottle as we see it. By the way, these concentrates are from the Caribou region of British Columbia, in case you were wondering. But now this is pretty easy to clean up. After removing that magnetic material, it's more enjoyable than frustrating. Definitely not a beginner pay dirt. Even with the magnetic material removed, this stuff just wants to move all over the pan. I mean, I'm able to kind of tap it up and grab the bulk of it once in a while. That's pretty much my process here. Get everything into a corner, grab the entire corner, and repeat the process. All right, we're getting pretty close to the end here. There's only maybe 100 specks left. Yeah, this one's definitely a nice challenge. Okay, so this stuff is so difficult to separate. I'm actually grabbing the black sands instead of the gold, and then separating that, and then retapping it, grabbing the black sand, and so on. But this is definitely not for beginners, but a lot of fun. So I'm almost done here being cleaned up. Once I get it completely clean, I'll show you guys the results. All right, here it is. Looks like about maybe 1 gram, maybe a little bit more. Also, I did pan out the plus kitchen strainer size. I know I didn't show it on camera, but there was 0 gold in that. So this is all the gold in that pay dirt. Let's go ahead and dry it out. We'll weigh it up and get a value on it. Okay, we have 1.043 grams of 24 karat pure gold. Even though natural placer gold is never really 24 karat, you can get pretty close in New Zealand, Australia, Scotland and stuff, but this kind of gold from Canada, somewhere between 14, 18, maybe 20 karat purity. But either way, you can resell natural placer gold just like this to paydirt vendors like myself. If you want to sell me some gold, kleshgold.com, click on the Sell Your Gold button and I'll buy your gold. It's calculated out. Yeah, we got $57.36 worth of gold. Now, we paid, well, I didn't pay anything, but you would pay $106 US today for this bag. Now the price fluctuates on their website, so definitely check it out depending on the price of gold. Totally a big challenge. If you guys are looking for a good challenge and you want it from Canada, specifically the Caribou region of British Columbia, Infinity Prospecting, it's a lot of fun. And of course, they sent me that sluice box and the Paydirt for free. So thanks a lot to infinityprospecting.com. I'll put a link to their store down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that. I put out at least one new video every week. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And that's all I got for today. Thanks for watching. If you're still here, you're one of the 42% that haven't left, so thanks so much. And also big thanks to all my Major Credit Patreon supporters and channel members scrolling right there. And also, if you enjoyed this video, you're really going to like the other ones linked here, so definitely check those out, and I'll see you guys on the next video.